Boo. I think we are live. As far as I can see, we are. Hopefully, we've got audio. And hopefully, we've got a good start, right? I see Cindy in the house. Great stuff. Justine. Fantastic. Good to have you tonight. Yeah, quite a good clip. I put that together not long before I came on, so I might upload it as a video, but I don't know. It's an intro for the time being, but hello to Justine. Hopefully all is good in the hood, aka good to have you tonight. Oregon, fantastic. Of course, I'm here in Elgin, in the rolling hills of Murrayshire, far fucking away from, anything, I guess. Not tyranny, not far away from tyranny. Close, very close. In the heart of the beast, here in Scotland, under the SNP, the tyrannical SNP government, and of course, the Westminster government, peas in a pod, both as evil as each other. Zainab as well. Great stuff, good to have you tonight. Quite a few people in the chat. I Spy Sky, I see you done a video on La Palma. I think it's still going, still spewing out spewing out the lava, right? So I don't know what's going to happen there. Is it going to fucking ever end? I think we might have a La Palma revisited. So if you've not seen the live, check it out. Nothing groundbreaking, but when it comes to these events, or surprises as DARPA might call them, I mean, hey, there's always usually manipulation at play. A lot of people would think, well, no, it can't be. We can't write it off. We cannot write it off. Not with the people that run the show. We know what they're like, right? A disaster to them is an opportunity to capitalise. And we are dealing with evil fucking entities, put it that way. So good to have I Spy. Check out the channel, if not already, of course. I think most of you probably have, which is great. And quite a few folk. Tonight is basically a first sort of Syndrome live, right? The Syndrome can be quite hard to explain to people who are, I don't know, if you don't see it for what it is, then some people might not get it, right? And it can be hard to explain. But we'll get into it a bit tonight. I've got a few bitties to cover. I don't know how long we're going to be, but hey, time will tell. I always try and make it 2 hours, but it ends up being free. So we go the free if needs be, right? But who knows? Who actually knows, right? How long's a bit of string? So hello to everyone in the chat. Great stuff. Quite a few people. Chat amongst yourself, right? A bit of a slideshow and then a few other bits as well. What's this? Previously closed. Oh well, there you go. That's a surprise. That a new vent that they missed. There'll be more of them to come. Super vent that fucking appeared out of nowhere. I think it could be the tip of the iceberg or the volcano, if you like. I don't think it's going to be good news. It doesn't seem to be letting up in any way whatsoever. So we will get into that again. The Syndrome tonight, but La Palma is a fucking rolling story. So we will touch on it again. I've even got tonight, can you see it? Where is it? My wee logo. Is that the right way? No. It's up there, I can't even do it. There it is there, right? So yeah, we're professional, of course, right? Let's go with that. But great to have everyone in the chat. As always, let me quickly now jump to screen share. Hopefully the audio is good. So if someone can let me know that we're all good with the audio, then we can get rolling, right? With the basically a Syndrome roundup. There is a few other bits as well, depending on the time. We'll see how it goes, right? So hopefully we're all good with audio. I think we are, which is great, right? That helps, of course. Let me see now if we can screen share without me fucking it up, right? Share audio. Yeah, I think for the time being. Thank you, aka all good. Great stuff. We're all good to go. That's what you need, right? I was going to do this tomorrow, but I will be busy tomorrow night. So now, yeah, no time like the present, I guess, right? So we're going to strike now and do it. Speaking of strikes, what date is it today? The 24th. I think my first strike is up tomorrow, the 25th. So I guess that's good news, right? Some good news. There you go. Would you believe it? Actually good news. So, but I'd imagine we'll get another one at some point. Somewhere down the line, we will get a strike again. Hopefully not, right? But I don't know. I mean, I never expected to get the last one, but I got it. The one before that, possibly. But I mean, they're going to keep changing it and keep coming out with more fucking tyrannical guidelines and policy fucking agreements, and you won't be able to say fucking anything really. So it'll only get worse in that respect. So yeah, we're screen sharing at the moment. Let's get rid of that dude, aka me, right? And bit of a slideshow, kind of. The Syndrome live, I guess. The Syndrome in motion, right? Of course, it never ends when it comes to the Syndrome. It continues as long as the deception continues. It just goes on forever, round and round in a circle, and people get left wondering and thinking, what is going on in the world? Who knows, right? What happened there? This article actually, before we get started, it came out yesterday in The Guardian. How to retrain your frazzled brain and find your focus again. I mean, yeah, a lot of people at the moment quite frazzled, I guess, their brain. And it's no surprise, let's face it, the amount of stuff that's going on, the world that we're living in today. It's quite grim. There is so much to take in. Are you finding it harder than ever to concentrate? People can't even concentrate. They can't think properly. I guess they would blame the pandemic or the COVID, right? It's probably the COVID. What have I done now? Typical. I always do the wrong thing. But they will have something to blame. I think, yeah, going by what I've heard lately, there is quite a lot of people whose their minds are done in. Their minds work overtime, and they just get done in. I went all the way back. Typical. Where was I? Right at the start. I went all the way back, and now I can't find it. There you go. So yeah, I don't know if anyone here has felt that or feels the same with their brain working overtime. Seemingly going by this, you can retrain it. So, I don't know. If you want to do brain exercises, then you could retrain it. The brain is an interesting organ or muscle. I don't know what you want to call it, but I think its power has no end, basically. So yeah. It's got to be looked after. Put it that way. It's an important part of the body. And if you are working overtime with it, take a step back. Try and let go from a lot of try and let go of a lot of stuff. And don't be done in. Don't run yourself into the fucking ground. We can only do so much, right? Seemingly as well, a lot of people sleep trouble due to the pandemic. So new sleep rules. And I think from what I've seen locally and personally, a lot of people have had issues with sleep, big time. Here's a quote here from Jim Barksdale. In a fight between a bear and an alligator, it is the terrain which determines who wins. Right? It's all to do with the terrain, knowing your terrain. Right? Of course, censorship, that plays a big part on controlling a certain narrative. That's what they do. That's what the media do. And they like to censor. I guess people like fucking me and you. Censoring the truth to control the narrative. Of course, right? That's what the media is all about, let's face it. That's what they do, nothing else but. They completely control the narrative and decide where it goes, where to steer it. Here's another quote, Malcolm X. The media is the most powerful entity on earth. They have the power to make the innocent guilty and to make the guilty innocent. And that's power. Because they control the minds of the masses. Yep. So, control the media, control the mind, basically. But what do they use? Really, what does it come down to? It comes down to words. And of course, word play. Right? And through that, they can manipulate, basically, us, the masses, if you want to go with that. This is from 2011, this article here. It's quite a good one. I think we will get into it a wee bit. I'm almost afraid to publish this post. It feels like passing out a loaded gun to every random stranger that passes by. Yikes. In the wrong hands, it could be very dangerous. But when I think about it, it's already in the wrong hands. The hands of con artists and cult leaders and politicians. And there is no way to take that power from them except to make everyone else aware of it. Now, I bet you a lot of people here have thought similar or even said similar to what this guy has said. Have you ever really thought about the power of language? Most of us take it for granted, not only as a tool to tell our families we love them, or to ask where the bathroom is, or to get anything done at all, but as the only way to transmit complex ideas. Yeah. It can take a whole book to explain one concept, but assign a name to that concept within the book, and you create a shortcut. Then, if a person has read that book, you can speak one word that conjures up an entire world in their mind. Yep. Damn straight. Back in 1948, Big Brother meant nothing but older male sibling. Then Orwell came out with 1984, and more than 60 years later, we still use the phrase to mean an all-seeing, all-powerful, totalitarian government. Yep, straight up. We Eric Blair, aka George Orwell. Yeah, what a guy, right? An interesting character, to say the least. Let me just get a drink. Double whiskey. So, a bit more. We won't go through the full article, right? But I will link it in after. So, point. Words are more than labels. Words are the means of wrapping big ideas in small packages, so we can hand them off to each other almost effortlessly. Collapsible concepts, portable philosophy. This is possibly one of the most powerful things on earth. Why? Because you can use it to change the way people think. Yep, straight fucking up. Right? I mean, words, we've touched on it a wee bit before. Not only are they like spells, I guess, with magic, if you want, but yeah, they're used as a means of control. And they can change the way people think. And that is basically where the phrase "than previously thought" comes in. That is what it is used for. It is a tool used by the fucking agenda to direct and manipulate as they see fit. Straight fucking up. And that's basically what the syndrome tries to put together and expose, if you like. The syndrome champions, Science Daily. I mean, honestly, look up Science Daily than previously thought, and it is fucking, it's comical. It is genuinely comical. So if you want to laugh, check that out sometime, right? But here they are back again. Would you believe it? 2 days ago. Bacteria, fungi interact far more often than previously thought. Right. So, in a novel broad assessment of bacterial fungal interactions, researchers using unique bioinformatics found that fungi host a remarkable diversity of bacteria, making bacterial fungal interactions far more common and diverse than previously known. Right. So what did they actually know about bacterial fungal interactions? Fucking nothing. Absolutely fucking nothing by the looks of it. But they'll take this in a certain direction. Watch this fucking space, right? You'll see. Medical Life Science 1 day ago. Red blood cells play a much larger role in the immune system than I wonder what it could be. Of course, it is the unpreviously fought. So red blood cells and the immune system. I mean, that's something you would think that they would have pretty much fucking nailed, right? Of course they don't. They know basically nothing, because everything changes. It's like science as a whole. It'll be different in time to come. So what we know now is basically wrong. To expand on this one a wee bit more, this came out October 20th, 2021. Study finds red blood cells play much larger role in immune system through discovery of DNA binding capability. Right. And it's going to be opening doors. Wow. To a new area of research and, of course, treatment of inflammatory diseases. Right. Hip hip hooray. I'm sure there's nothing to fucking worry about there. Yeah, all these medications are great. Right. Thank God they keep going. They're non-stop at making these wonder drugs. It's like they have a factory of scientists, robots, continuously making these fucking toxins non-stop around the clock. And today, more than ever, when it comes to big pharma, fucking hell. So yeah, this is basically to bring out more drugs, in short, for autoimmune diseases and infections. Targeted therapies. Interesting wording. And yeah, you would have thought basically that they had the immune system pretty much nailed. I mean, look at what they fucking do to it. Look at what they tell people to do to their immune system. Yet here they are, here we are, and they don't even know very much about it. And yeah, the dinosaurs, they have popped in quite a few times now to the syndrome. I think from the very beginning, to be fair. A wee volcano in the back there as well. Interesting. Of course, what they say is that a volcano, is it a volcano? Or is it a comet that struck the Earth? Or is it a comet struck the Earth, creating a volcano, or volcanoes to go off, and then that in turn wiped out what they call the dinosaurs? I don't know, it's changed that much, I'm unsure. But they are back again. Daily Mail. Early dinosaurs were sociable and moved in herds 193 million years ago. 40 million years earlier than previously thought. Study finds. Right. 40 million. Not 41, not 42. Just 40. So I guess, what do they have to rewrite? The history book for that one? I guess they would have to, right? I went back again. The dinosaur timeline in the past 5 years, it seems to be changing quite rapid. And it's no surprise, to be fair. They seem to be taking it in a direction. All part of the agenda. When it's in the media being pushed right across the fucking board, it's a major red flag. A major fucking red flag. So what have they been doing here? Studying remains of 100 dinosaur eggs in Argentina. Right. The remains of 80 juveniles and adults were also found around the same area. I didn't see many photos of that, but there you go. I guess they were, right? They did. They found them. And yeah, climate change. Of course that would have the syndrome, right? Of course it would. It is riddled with the fucking syndrome. And yeah, the Rockies, they play a major fucking role in these agendas, such as the climate change, right? So yeah, what are they saying about climate change? Well, Tree Hugger 2 days ago, climate crisis could be 6 times costlier than previously fucking thought. Dun dun dun. Oh dear. So it's gonna be costly stuff. They better come up with a fucking plan at this COP26, right? Is that what it's called? If that's even what it's called. In Glasgow, I think it's next week. And all the leaders are meeting up. The Queen even is seemingly on the go in Scotland. And they're all, I don't know, meeting up in Glasgow to have a fucking party. A satanic party. Half of Glasgow's basically been closed fucking down by the looks of it. Which is, yeah, of course it's for safety, right? So, I mean, it's not happened yet, but I think it's next week, so we will get into it. I think it goes on for a week. And fucking hell, I dread to think what's going to come out of that. So I'll keep an eye out and see what happens, right? And I'll let you know, because there will be, you can fucking be rest assured, there will be stuff that comes out of this meeting that they're having in Glasgow, right, in Bonnie, Scotland. How dare they, as well, coming here and having their fucking meetings. Absolute bastards, man. Take it elsewhere. No one wants it, of course. I'm surprised it's not on a rock in the middle of the fucking sea, or at the bottom of La Palma. Fucking Billy Gates and all the rest of them meeting up. Oh man. What's this one? Let me quickly check if we are still going. We're still going. I've got my phone to check. Prepared tonight, right? So, October 23rd. Science, right? The go-to. Anything science is the go-to, of course. I'm not sure what website it's from, but Question Corner. Was the evolution of the Earth's atmosphere affected by asteroid comet strikes? Question mark. Now, I mean, we have seen shooting stars and I guess different comets. I think I remember one in Russia that seemingly fucking shattered windows and stuff like that. But all that's quite recent, right? I've seen a shooting star myself, and it was like a comet right across the sky. And it was cool to see it. But fuck knows what it was, right? I don't know what it was. They say it was a comet, so we go with that. But going by the agenda, what they would want is for this to say basically, yes, it did. Of course it did, right? So what they say is that a new study by US researchers analysed remnants of ancient asteroids and moulded the effects of their collisions to show that the strikes took place more often than previously thought. Of course, right? So yeah, it was a lot. Not only did it happen, but it was more common, right? This all backs up the agenda behind a comet hitting the Earth. I mean, hey, a comet could, for all I know, a comet could hit the fucking Earth. What do I know? But I certainly do know that they push it. The agenda pushes it, and they almost force it, which is what they're doing here. That was in regards to COP. They want to prevent a disaster. That's why it was in the syndrome, actually. It got lost in the slide. But seemingly a UN report came out this month, and it found that global temperatures, you know that global temperature? Sure. Global temperatures are rising faster than previously thought. Of course they are. So we need to avert a climate catastrophe pronto. So I would expect to hear something quite big, possibly, in terms of change or coming change. Once they have this meeting in Glasgow, they came out with the fucking, what was it? I'm trying not to swear. The Paris Agreement on climate. So are they going to come out with a Glasgow Agreement? Right, a Glasgow kiss on humanity. Poof, that's what it's going to be. Good night. The final nail in the fucking coffin for everyone, basically, by the looks of it. The way it's heading. I mean, I wish I could say better or different, but from what I can gather, it's heading in a very dangerous way. With these people or entities at the helm, we're on quite a slippery slope, if you like. What is this? Anyone know what it is? It looks like, I guess, some kind of chip, right? Or, I don't know, a motherboard, or I don't know. Anyone want to take a guess what it is? I think the article came out this week, right? It's a print, basically. But it's not a fingerprint. It's a fingerprint. A brain print. Your brain may have a fingerprint too. Would you Adam and Eve it? It's another biomarker that makes each individual unique. October 22nd, 2021. Your brain may have a fingerprint too. Well, it is 2021, I guess, so yeah. Of course it has. Next, it's got a fucking, a cock and balls as well. Oh man, honestly. Your brain may have a fingerprint too. Yeah, a biomarker. They love that, don't they? Pushing the bio shit, if you like. Yeah, not only does your brain have a fingerprint, but they can obtain it much faster than previously thought. Would you fucking believe that? Now, quite interesting this one, I thought. Quite funny as well, but quite interesting. I mean, if that is the case, I don't know. For some reason, it made me think about the temperature checking. I don't know why. I mean, there's probably no connection there whatsoever, but my brain went there. I don't know what's going on with that. So yeah, so basically what they're saying is they can obtain a person's brain print. We might look into this one again in the future. That is basically the syndrome roundup, I think, unless I fucked up the slides, which I probably did. I think that was the one that we missed. It was in regards to the meeting. The climate summit that could save the fucking planet. Of course, right? They're gonna save the planet. Wee Billy Rockefeller, the Queen, fucking Barack Obama. They're gonna save the planet. I mean, come on. Who are they trying to fucking kid? It is so comical. Talk about living in a fucking theatre. Oh my, I mean, Jesus. It is unreal. So yeah, as you might have seen there, if I don't fuck it up. We missed that one actually. Why does this not work when I want it to? Ah, man, why is it doing that? There we go. It was trying to hide. France 24, 3 days ago. Samples from China mission show moon active more recently than... Yep. Previously thought. Oh, me. The moon. Where do you start? On the moon. Honestly, where do you fucking start when it comes to the moon? What the hell is it? What is it made of? I kind of gauge people by if they believe in the moon, if they believe in the moon landing or not, if you like. If they find it suspicious and don't really buy it, then I'll continue the conversation. If they think we definitely went to the moon, it's pretty much done. So yeah, China have been what, on the moon again? Or what, the first time? And they got some dust, I guess. Some soil from the moon. Not petrified wood from the earth, but soil from the moon. Right, or cheese from the moon. And I took it back, and it's been shown that the moon was actually more active. A lot more recently than they thought. There you go, what do they know about the moon? Nothing, clearly. But this will have an agenda behind it. Mark my words. But yeah, remember, they destroyed all the technology to go to the moon. But there you go. China's been to the moon. So yeah, I can't seem to upload to BitChute. It's been about a week now. I haven't been able to upload at all. I keep getting 404'd. Dun dun dun. So I don't know what's going on, to be fair. It could just be a technical issue. But I had the same trouble with Spreaker. Quite a few issues. So I've kind of left Spreaker. I'll hang around BitChute for the time being, but I don't know. I get the feeling it could be heading the same way as NaziTube, basically. So that was the Syndrome Roundup live, right? We might do it again instead of having it in the Friday fix. I have got a few other bits to get into as well. While we are here, this is a cracker, this one. This basically is how I picture the agenda, with its tentacles. Each tentacle a different entity, like DARPA, the British government, Bill Gates, Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, right? You get the picture, of course, with the Rockies and others, of course, pulling the fucking strings, the head of the agenda. I mean, fucking hell, their names are behind just about fucking everything, and without a doubt everything that is bad for humanity. There's no two ways about it. Even the climate agenda, I'm going to have to do a video on that, because there's quite a bit to say I mean, some people think, well, the Rockefellers are oil, so they wouldn't want the climate green agenda. Don't be fooled. They control all sides. Right, so don't be fooled by it in any way, shape or form. They pull the strings no matter what. And they always win in the end. They've got that much of a grip on the world. It's staggering to think that it actually got to this point, to be honest. I kinda shake my head. But they've worked a master stroke basically on sort of mass brainwashing the world through basically the media and television. TV playing the biggest role, I'd imagine. I mean, hey, there would have been a house at one point probably there would have been a house in every country in the world. Just about every house in every country in the world probably has, or at one point had, a fucking Black Mirror. The TV, if not before that, it was the radio. And that's how they done it then, through the radio. Even Huxley said they used it through radio and it worked a fucking treat. And here we are today. I mean, how do you describe the world that we're in today? Where do you start with that one? But yeah, let me check. We're definitely still going. All good in the hood. Great stuff. Let's me jump back for a sec. There we go. Back again. Audio. Good. So yeah, that was a bit of a syndrome roundup. Lots of good comments. Great stuff. Frank in the house. I see. Our brother Frank. Thank you for the emails. Fantastic. Lots of good emails. Hopefully the audio tonight is okay. Marty as well in the house. Justine and AKA. Of course. A pleasure to have you. Some random. Oh, what did I do there? I don't know what I done. Did I remove a comment by accident? I think I might have. Did I? I hope I didn't. I think I did. Oh man. That always seems to happen. There you go. It's not saying that I did. I'll blame the mouse, right? It's my clumsy fingers. Oh man, by mistake. So I apologise if I did remove any comment by accident. Quite a few. Great stuff. Lots of interesting as well. Comments. Fantastic. And Zainab as well. Good to have you in the house tonight. I don't think I missed anyone. Although I likely did. I'm quite good at not looking, put it that way. Marty. Fuck, I think... Oh, no, there it goes there. I didn't miss it. So those three famous words are also a narrative, and they always use that phrase on purpose. Yeah, basically that's what it is. It's a tool. They use it as a tool. And then they use it to direct the agenda. That's probably a good way of explaining, because you have to kind of see it. The best way to show someone it is for them to see it themselves, and once you see it, of course, you can't unsee it, right? It's like becoming awake. You don't go back to sleep. It doesn't happen. But yeah, that's basically bang on the money. Some random boy. That was the comment I thought I accidentally removed, but I didn't. So I'm happy with that, and good to have you, some random boy. We will, the Syndrome Roundup, I'm hoping we're going to have it every week. That is the hope, right? So look out for it again. I don't think I missed anyone else, but I might have. Jacqueline in the house. Good to have you tonight. Yeah, great stuff. Just realised that, came back here, it's my history. We'll get back to it. Yeah, great stuff. Zainab. Brighton not censoring so far. Yeah, I might check it out. Yeah, Rumble. I quite like Rumble. I quite like Odyssey as well. It's growing on me slowly, but it is. Odyssey reminds me of, I don't know, MySpace or Bebo, or I don't know. It reminds me of something old, if you like. I don't know why, but there you go. I quite like it. And hey, the main thing is that we don't get censored and they don't fucking remove content like here on NaziTube. Fucking the tyranny here, it's unbelievable. It is. And I genuinely do believe it will only get worse. So I think other platforms might be the best option, to be honest. Thank you, Justine. The nudge unit use these repetition words. Yeah. Yep. And fucking hell, if you look it up, you'll see the repetition. It is constant. And that's all part of the brainwashing technique, right? Of course, there's many different techniques that they've got. I mean, the technology, we probably could not even imagine what sort of tech they've really got to accomplish these sort of brainwashing techniques. I mean, when you think about it, you kind of think, right, you would be sitting down watching TV or a certain program, and if you watch it for so long, you're brainwashed. Or if you watch it for 20 minutes, that's you. The message is across. I think I did at one point read that they reckoned 20 minutes, but I reckon they could do this instantly, like that. Honestly, I mean, hey, I couldn't prove it, but I reckon it would be quite instant today. I mean, look at the technology that we've got. Never mind the technology that they've most likely got, right? Of course, they hide the majority of things from us. That's another good thing that Freemasons are good at. They hide it. They hide it from the public, right? And it's not a good thing for us, of course. They hide a lot of the knowledge, and we kind of get lost. We lose our way. That's what I believe has happened to humanity as a whole. And like I said at the start, we're on a slippery slope, and we are going down fast at the moment. With the way things are going with the juice, fucking hell. I touched on the juice on Friday, so if you've not seen it, you'll see it on Rumble and Odyssey, not BitChute, because I can't upload. They won't let me for some reason. I've got a clip to show, I think. One or two maybe. But that is basically the Syndrome Roundup. But we'll go till about possibly another hour, right? But what I need to do now is grab a drink. So I'll put a short clip on, if I can manage it, and then we'll get back to it and we'll have a bit of a catch up, right? And I'll read some comments. And there's one or two videos as well that we can have a look at. Is there anything else anyone wants to get into tonight while we're here, right? While we've got a chance, we could have a look. So let me quickly see if I can work this, and then I'll be back in, I think it's about 3 minutes, 4 possibly. Okay. Wow, there we go. But the bagpipes, right? That's actually, I seen Frank had said, which one's you? I wasn't there, but it is from a wee town called Dufton, right? Which is about, oh man, I think it's about 15 miles from where I am. Just a small wee village, basically. The majority of places where I stay are similar to that. They look exactly the same as what you just seen, right? There's not much of a difference. Where I am is one of the bigger towns, if you like, in the area. It's the biggest in Murray. It's the capital of Murrayshire, if you like. I think it's about 30,000 people, which is quite big in comparison to the wee villages that are round about. Great stuff. Yeah, come to Scotland if you've got the nose for it, right? We are under tyranny, but hey, the landscape in terms of the geographical sense, wow, it is unbelievable. I highly recommend people check it out if you can, of course, right? It's well worth it. Yeah, come and see me in Elgin. Very historic as well, Elgin as a town, rich in history. It's ancient. It is ancient. So yeah, that was a bit of bagpipes. Unfortunately, I wasn't there. But when you hear them, it's like a calling, and you have to go and see it. Where I stay, there's two wee lads. They must be about 13, 14. Maybe not even that, and they busk with the bagpipes uptown, and they're fantastic at it. I always give them a few quid. They're great, they're really good for just two young lads, but there you go. The bagpipes will forever live on in Scotland, without a doubt. So yeah, great stuff, good to have everyone in tonight. Jacqueline in North Ayrshire, there you go. Yeah, the West Coast, yeah, a wee bit different from the Murray Coast. We've got, I mean, it's still beautiful in my opinion, I still like it, but in Murray the landscape is, oh wow, it's amazing, it really is. You need to check it out if you haven't, right? So good to have you tonight, Jacqueline, and Carmen as well. Great stuff, back again. Good to have you. Happy Sunday. Yeah, heading into Monday almost. What are we now? Well, it's only 10:30. Not as late as previously thought. There you go. We had a Syndrome roundup. That was quite good. There is a video. Let me see. I seen it today. It's only a short clip. Let me see if I can share it. It shows you, it just shows you the random stuff that I tend to watch from time to time. I think it was out in the BBC. Hopefully the audio is working. Let me see. Now, I thought that was quite fitting, that the BBC coming out and saying you can't always trust what you hear. Yeah, you can fucking say that again. The BBC, of all people. That cracked me up at the end. But yeah, quite strange and interesting. I think again it goes to show how important it can be to be when you're speaking, to be seeing someone's face and their mouth when they're speaking, I guess, when you're communicating with them. Right, so these masks, Or no use. Yeah, exactly. That's what crossed my mind as well. Justine, on the money. Good to have you tonight. And again, the brain is such an interesting thing. I don't think they know very much about it, to be honest. And again, we can't trust 99% of what they fucking tell us. We simply can't buy it. But yeah, I thought that was quite interesting, and I would show you it. I think it came out a few years back now, 2010, so quite a while ago. There was a video that I was gonna try and show you as well, that I was meant to have ready. Let me see if I can find it quickly, and we'll get it up. I might have to sort my son out in a minute. He's been a little bugger. Typical when I'm live. I'm going to kick his ass. Let me see if I can find it. I should have it. I'll have a look and then we'll have a bit of a catch up and take it from there. I should have it here. Now, this video, I don't know. Yeah, I'll show you it after. I've not even watched it, right? There's a video, it's from CBS News. It came out in 2007, and it's called Awakening. And it looks a bit weird, right? So, it's only 5 minutes long, so we might check it out. But there is a video that I want to show you in regards to shortages. I think it's 10 minutes long, right? So buckle in. It's from oh man, that's fucking so it's completely failed me. Shaking my head Productions, I believe, right? So let me see if I can get it up. It's not too long, but I mean, hey, we called from the very beginning that they broke the chain through the criminal house arrest, home imprisonment. What they done was they snapped. They fucking took it and absolutely snapped it in 3 bits. And that was it. They completely destroyed the chain that had been built up. And we are now starting to see, only now really, some of the effects from that. And there's videos of I think ship containers and different containers stacked up. They're on about shortages. We touched on that on Friday. Yeah, shortages of fucking people. These people are gone. They either have seen sense and don't want the fucking juice, or they're simply not here anymore. I guess the COVID got them, right? We'll go with that. So yeah, let's have a look. I think it is Shaking My Head Productions, right? We'll go with that. So let's get rid of me and then we'll play it, right?
There are significant risks as we look at the problems we face with regard to food security, especially going forward. Some of the most complicated and some of the most extraordinary challenges that the world has faced in all of its history.
Food chain reaction is an effort to put some of the major actors who have to deal with a global food crisis.
Food chain reaction was really to create these scenarios based on scenarios that have happened in the past, but how do countries respond to them?
We had 8 teams We had 4 rounds spanning from 2020 to 2030.
Our real hope was that we would get really great participants in the room, which we did, players from all around the world, to elevate a more global conversation among all of those different worldwide experts.
The game itself created an opportunity to live into the future. It caused people to think through what the possibilities are. And in that process, I think they realized what they have to start to do today to prepare for that future.
We began the decade in 2020. Food prices in 2020 and 2021 are climbing.
The world in 2020 is a world with increasing pressures from urbanization. It's a world where it's getting hotter and it's getting drier. We're also seeing increased social unrest because of the volatility in the food system. All of those factors coming together, creating that perfect storm.
Food security is an issue that affects all of us. If you eat, then you're a stakeholder in how people feed the world.
The challenges and crises that we were assigned are exactly what we expect to see in the future. So you've got famine, you've got increased pests, you've got the role of climate change in the world.
As we face food shortages, it can cause major political unrest. We need to be prepared to address these challenges.
There'll be huge pressure to focus more domestically. But I think collectively as the United States, if we diminish our support for overseas activities, that will be a tremendous signal to the rest of the world to similarly reduce their contributions.
We could send someone over to the Africa room and try to negotiate some, at least, soft targets on climate-smart agriculture.
Africa is the future breadbasket of the world. It has the potential, but it hasn't fulfilled that potential.
We would like to discuss opportunities to promote private sector investments. And we would like your support in identifying how we can leverage private investments into the sector to grow it.
In the first round, we saw the players in a goal-setting mode, and they weren't necessarily being really active in their implementation of some of the things that they thought might be able to address a food insecure world.
The problem's getting worse, the actions are remaining static. That's as bad as you can get.
The world doesn't change just by saying good ideas. You have to move forward and actually do things, not just talk about them.
Things turn worse in 2023. Stress continues to mount in the global food system.
Round 2 was where we really put the heat on players. That's when we really saw them get action-oriented.
Food prices are going up 400%. We've got a flood of migrants coming in. The world is starting to fall apart.
In the short term, we give countries in sub-Saharan Africa a large gift of fertilizer.
Nitrogen fertilizers will severely affect the soil quality in a long term.
Will we rather avoid new wars or large-scale starvation to save 3 years or 4 years of ecosystem services?
There are no good choices in the situation they put us at. Everything we do is going to have some negative effect.
A lot of teams started during the first round looking at their own countries. But the situation got so dire that they were forced into bilateral and even trilateral negotiations and meetings.
We created a new global coalition on agricultural technology. We got every party who joined it to agree to double their research and development budget, and we were able to get all the other major parties to agree to a price on carbon and then to immediately start moving towards trading.
As the momentums build up, there's more of a sense of countries stepping up to support other countries. If that could be the new normal, it would really be a game changer.
Scientists report that 2028 and 2029 are 2 of the hottest years on record, and they serve as reminders of the degrading impact of higher temperatures on food production.
The game designers threw a very difficult scenario at us in the last round with multiple crashes and disturbances all over the world. We organized an impromptu global summit trying to deal with those kinds of crises, recognizing that they were only going to get worse.
The point of this meeting is to discuss whether or not we can come up with a response to the growing frequency of climate-driven crises around the world.
We are going to have a pretty hard world to live in. So I propose an organization for response to disaster and emergency relief.
There might be the possibility of the formation of peacekeeping-like forces.
The United Nations could articulate some common standards for things such as logistics planning, for communications, so that when these forces come together in crises, the ability to interoperate has already been predetermined.
The final consequence of the game was to bring together all the countries and all the multilateral institutions and really establish a new environment of global governance.
The world needs stronger cooperation to meet the challenges that the future will throw at it.
last couple days. We've learned that alone we can't do it, but together we have all the confidence that this is a problem that we can solve.
International cooperation on these kinds of issues is much more possible than people might think. There is a wide diversity of opinions in all countries, and therefore there are always like-minded people with whom you can start the conversation.
I have learned how difficult it is to really think out of the box, to imagine something really new. It is so easy to fall back to the old recipes, to be innovative. It wasn't that easy as I thought.
I think I've learned about institutional inertia. How much of a crisis do we need to unlock some of that inertia so that people say, that's not going to work anymore. We have to try something radically different.
The new normal is volatility.
The end of the game indicated a world with greater swings that are closer together, that require attention on a more regular basis.
The world at the end of this game looks pretty dire, but now we can look backwards from 2030 to today, and we can look at that 15-year time span that lies ahead of us and figure out strategies of getting an early start in addressing these issues.
The world can get it right. The simulation showed us that we really need to get ahead of the curve.
Keep working on these ideas and expanding them. Talk about this exercise and the lessons you learned from it. I hope this is the beginning of a great global food security network focused on solving the most important security challenge in the years ahead.
Our team coverage continues with WRTV's Stephanie Wade. She's checking in with a grocery delivery worker about what they're seeing on the shelves.
An expert we spoke with from IU's Kelley School of Business says some grocery store supply chains never quite recovered since the start of the pandemic. Many still with empty shelves for specific products, and we can expect this to continue for some time.
It's definitely taken a toll on a lot of us.
Cheyenne Avila has worked as a shopper for the grocery delivery service Shipt for almost 3 years now.
I've noticed just this past 3, 4, 5 months, it's just gone downhill. I mean, you have customers that get frustrated at us, and it's like, we can only do so much.
She says it used to be a lucrative job for her, but now
the shelves are just empty.
Avila says she's receiving less customers because items are so frequently out of stock.
People are just so frustrated, and they think that, it's our lack of looking, and it's not our lack of looking. It's just there's nothing here. There's no even adequate substitution that you can even make that would be appropriate.
Working in the Anderson area just recently, she says.
For example, I had a guy who had ordered 22 items, and 19 of those items were out. I mean, there's nothing.
When she asked the grocery stores when items might be back in stock.
You talk to any of the heads of these areas, the deli department, the meat department, you talk to customer service, they don't know when. They'll tell you, hey, we get 2 shipments a week, Tuesdays and Thursdays. We don't know what's on those trucks. We just kind of get what we get, and we put it on the shelves as quick as we possibly can.
If things don't change fast as the holidays approach and people need specific food items, Avila warns.
You're going to have a lot of angry people.
Stephanie Wade, WRTV.
We reached out to both Kroger and Meijer for comment on this supply chain issue. Neither would tell us how their stores are being affected.
Back, the supply chain crisis taking a toll now on school cafeterias. Schools nationwide struggling to feed students as they face delays and shortages on everything from chicken to lunch trays. Jeff Flock is at a school outside of Philadelphia right now with more. Jeff, good morning to you.
Maria, good morning to you from an odd location. We're at the loading dock at Ridley High School in Folsom, Pennsylvania, where they're awaiting a delivery as we speak. Demetra Barrios runs food service for 5,000 students. It's a daily battle for you.
Yes, daily battle. We're hoping that deliveries arrive so that we don't have to adjust our menu to ensure that our students receive meals.
Maria says everything from chicken to the plates that you serve it on, right?
Serving trays, 5-compartment trays are hard to get right now.
I was going to say, here, this is what it looks like, Maria, a 5-compartment tray. You think that's not important. Well, if you try to serve food to a kindergartner on a paper plate, what happens?
Catastrophe all over the ground. Applesauce. It's just kids crying. We need it to be easy for them to hold, and these simple items we can't source.
Yeah. What do? I understand you go to grocery stores when you don't get your delivery and buy it at a grocery store?
Grocery stores, large warehouse suppliers, and get whatever we can get our hands on to make it happen for our students to receive meals.
Demetra has been going in her own vehicle to like you go to the Costco or you go to the, whatever. That costs a lot more. How do you pay for that?
2 or 3 times more. We're hoping that at some point we're able to receive more reimbursements to subsidize that difference in the increase of goods right now.
And we want to turn now to what the American Medical Association is calling an urgent public health crisis. And believe it or not, those supply chain issues are to blame. Dozens of life-saving drugs are in short supply, forcing doctors to use less effective medications. We get more on this from CBS's Mark Strassman.
At the University of Virginia Medical Center, 24/7, technicians fill single-dose drug orders for nearly 700 patients. Pharmacist Brian Spolhoff's job? Find drugs in short supply somehow.
By the time I come in, we have a new list of new medications that are short. This is tocilizumab.
Take this targeted anti-inflammatory, tocilizumab, needed by both chemo and COVID patients, and there's not enough for all of them.
If you run out of this, patients could die.
Yeah, if we run out of this, patients aren't able to get some really important chemotherapy, and without that chemotherapy, they could die.
Spolhoff's constantly looking for around 90 critical drugs.
Doctors actually have to ration care based on what drug supply is available.
Yes, absolutely.
The FDA currently lists 109 drugs in such short supply nationally. The American Medical Association calls the shortage an urgent public health crisis that threatens patient care and safety. 3 of the top 5 shortages, drugs used for chemotherapy, heart conditions, and antibiotics. With tocilizumab, UVA's hospital made a tough choice. Save it for chemo patients. Deny it to COVID patients.
And I think a really important thing is just kind of knowing the course of the disease.
The ones treated by Dr. Patrick Jackson.
It does mean that some patients are getting the drug that I would not ideally want to give them.
Potentially worse outcomes?
Potentially.
Spolhoff knows what you're probably thinking.
For a lot of patients, it will feel very unfair.
But is there a solution?
If I had a solution, we wouldn't be in this situation.
And Mark Strassman joins us now from Charlottesville, Virginia. Mark, is part of the problem that we're not making many drugs here in America anymore?
No question, Nora. In fact, America makes less than a third of the prescription drugs that Americans need. But there are other forces contributing to this drug supply chain breakdown, including trade restrictions, the pandemic, and various complicated market dynamics. The bottom line is this: hospitals do what they can with what they've got. Worst case, they have to deny patients the best medicine for them. Nora?
Wow. Such an important story, Mark Strassman. Thank you.
There we go, back again, and that was Shaking My Head Productions, right? Check them out on NaziTube. When did that come out? Just the other day, 22nd of October. Quite a good channel, right? So worth checking out. Quite a few of you could already be there, to be fair. Yous are. A lot of you, you certainly know your stuff, put it that way. Yous are basically people before your time, in my opinion. And hold your head high, right? We're all warriors here, and we will not fucking give up. No way, no fucking way, not a chance, no way. But I mean, that video there, it was quite clear to see the agenda in full fucking swing. The agenda in all her glory, if you like. All these different things coming together, shortages. And then you've got La Palma speeding it all up. It's going to basically rush it all through and take us into basically the next stage of totalitarianism, if you want to call it that. A mad fucking world. That's what it will be. If we think it's bad now, fucking hell. The future, man, Jesus. It's hard to comprehend how bad it might actually be, to be honest. So we've got to try our best to stop it. If not stop it, put it back, push it back. We know what they're like with their dates and times. Let's fucking put a spanner in the works, right? Let's fuck it up big time. Take the agenda down. And who knows, maybe we might have to fight fire with fire, right? Get our own La Palma. Oh man, an eye for an eye. That's what springs to mind. What is it they say? An eye for an eye, and the world is blind, right? But I mean, we've got to try as much as we can. It is a crazy, crazy world. Someone has to stand up and fight against it, right? I'm sure there is a lot of people out there who can't, who wish they could. But there you are. I did speak to a few people from Australia, and they weren't too happy with Mark's Egan. They weren't happy about Mark's going to Mexico, which I can understand, to be honest. I can understand it from Marx's point of view, but I can also understand it from the people who are still in Australia fighting against the tyranny. I mean, do they all just leave as well? And then what? Everyone just leaves? I mean, I'm not going to knock anyone for any decision that they make. That's up to them, right? We've all got our own bed to make. But like I did say, me personally, I'm going to be here. I'm going to see it out here, no matter what happens. And I'm going to do my best to fight against it. Hopefully, lead by example. And say no to tyranny. They can fucking ram it. They can ram it right up Bill Gates' fucking ass, right? Anyway, who else have we got in the chat? It's 1 AM with Zainab. So she's calling it a night. Good to have you, Zainab, tonight. Always a pleasure to have Zainab in the house. Across the other side of the world, basically. So thank you, Zainab. And you have a good night's sleep, right? Look after number one. And we'll catch you next time. I'll be live on Tuesday night. Alright, so look out for it. Juice has AIDS code in it, so yep. Interesting one, that. Yeah. And all the rest of the codes. That's what they call it, innit? These codes that they can produce. Genetic codes that they can then put in you. Gene editing. CRISPR editing. It's all quite confusing, to be honest, but it does not sound good, and they make it confusing for a reason, right? A lot of this stuff makes no sense, but that's for a reason. Confusion, again, plays a key part, especially when it comes to mind control. Thank you, Justine. Good to have you tonight. Yeah, good night, Zainab. Take it easy. I don't think we're going to be here much longer, to be honest, but I say that, and then we seem to go on, and it's like, shit, it's Monday. It started on Sunday, now it's Monday. But yeah, hopefully you can get a good night, a good night's rest. Sleeping wise, I'm usually not too bad myself. I do know a lot of people who struggle with sleeping, and any time that I have struggled, Oh man, it's a fucking nightmare. Usually when it's me, if I have it, it's due to either a headache or toothache. And that keeps me up, fucking, and it's not good. It is not good for your body, your mind, your well-being, mentally and physically. You need to get a good sleep, at least now and then. It can be hard to switch off as well. Sometimes your mind just keeps going, keeps racing constantly. Of course, we all want to make the world better. We all want to save it. But we've all got our own battles as well. At home, family, society, community. The agenda is, I mean, hey, we all feel it in one way or another, with whether it be restrictions or other. You can't really hide from it. You can go to Mexico, but it'll get you. It'll find you. Eventually there will be no escape, right? Is Mexico the place to go if you want to get out? I guess it would be. I don't know if I would choose Mexico, to be fair. I don't know where I would. I always kind of thought in the past that I would maybe go to New Zealand, but not now, not today, not after what I've seen in the past couple of years. I wouldn't be going to New Zealand. It would be like going to Scotland. It's the same, right? Both tyrannical. Yeah, we're going on tonight. Just a bit of a Syndrome roundup and a catch up as well. Great to have everyone in. Did I see that Jacqueline was on, had a dragon soup? Oh, that stuff is lethal, honestly. Oh man, it's like acid. I see people cleaning their lorries with it. Jumbo jet, shh, hosing it down, rust removing. Oh man, that stuff's lethal. It's full of caffeine, and fucking hell, God only knows what else. This dragon soup, but I have tried it. It's oh man, the next day it's not good, so I stay away from that. Right, the name probably says it all. What else have we got? CBD, yeah, I always hear good stuff about CBD oil. Yeah, I don't think I've heard anything bad about it, to be fair. Always good stuff. That's usually what I hear when it comes to CBD. I've even came across people who take it even though they've not got anything wrong with them, and they believe that it helps them. It helps their digestive system, their skin, fucking you name it. And it may well do. I think it got demonised for a very long time, and that kind of says quite a lot. Not so much today, but of course it's just another thing that they can control, right? They'll be behind it. They'll be running the show, and Big Pharma, they'll just take over it, and they'll add, most likely, their own ingredients to it. Yeah, but it needs this. Yeah, but it needs a bit of fucking Bill Gates's ingredients. They need to add all sorts of different stuff. I better watch what I'm saying. There, I'll get a strike and we'll be finished. One day away from a strike getting removed. Oh man, that would just be our luck. Let's face it. So I better watch right what we're saying tonight. Even you can't even speak about fucking CBD oil actually. So maybe they'll come after us for that. Yeah, as far as I'm aware, on a medical sense, you've kind of got to watch. But I mean, personally, I've never heard anything bad about CBD. Of course, yeah, for the purpose of this, I am certainly not a doctor or an expert, far from it. But I have heard good stuff. Incoming strike. Finished, taken down. Sour apple. Oh man, Jesus. Oh no. Oh, even the thought. Oh man, that stuff. Oh Jesus, no. You're on your third red cola. I think I've had the cola and the blue raspberry. I couldn't drink the sour apple. I couldn't go that far. I'm not that brave. Oh man, even the thought of it. Oh, I remember the last one that I drank. The first drink, I could feel it basically burning my teeth in my mouth. It was like acid. And it sells like fucking hotcakes. People love it. It's not for me, to be fair. Yeah, no, it's alright. I mean, I'm not sure what the ins and outs are with that. But they seem to have certain rules for when it comes to medication. Of course, they're the experts, right? YouTube. If they want to hit me with a strike, they can fucking do it. Fair enough, I'll take it. We'll move on from there, right? We're adults. We'll dust ourselves down and we'll move on. They took us down before, so we're prepared for it again. It may happen, but I think we could be alright tonight, to be fair. We haven't really touched on the juice, to be honest. Just dragon soup, right? You can promote dragon soup, but you can't say anything good about CBD oil. That's the world that we're in. You can promote a poisonous alcohol, but nothing that's good, right? Don't be talking about anything that's good for people. We can't have that, not on YouTube, right? A 12-year-old, yeah, computers all day. Yeah, our 14-year-old, computer, Xbox. And that's fucking it. Basically, that's it. It's crazy. They kind of live in this world that does not exist. It kind of just exists. It only exists in their mind. Yeah, but it's on the computer. Yeah, but it's not real. It's not physically real, right? It's data on a computer. But I guess that's all part of the agenda as well. The transhuman agenda. I guess to reset a human, you have to break them right down to basically nothing. And then you rebuild them. That's basically what they do in the military to anyone who's not quite there. They'll break you right down to nothing, and then they'll build you up as they see fit into a fucking psychopathic warrior, probably. But yeah, I think that's kind of what's happened as well to the masses. We're being reset and prepared for where they want to take it. They'll say it's that you can't halt progress, but that might be the case. But it's an agenda that's clearly being driven. I mean, come on. How blind do people have to be to not see it? It is clearly a manipulated agenda that we are in. I really don't know how anyone cannot see that. Especially after the past 2 years. I mean, come on, where have you been? Where have you been? Head in the sand, I guess. I was watching a live stream the other night, and they were speaking about the juice, right? And some of them are some of them don't want it, I guess. And some of them have had it, right? And one guy in particular, he's had it. And I don't know. Ever since he's had it, I've always been kind of keeping an eye on him. And another guy that I watch quite regular. And I don't know if they've kind of deteriorated in a health sense. I mean, I can't say just by looking, but it kind of feels like that, right? And when they were talking about the juice, he basically said, look, I don't want to talk about it. I want to talk about something else. And that is it to a T. That's exactly what the majority of them are like. They don't want to hear it. So you can't even tell them. They do not even want to fucking hear it. They don't care. They just want their juice and they just want to get on with it. And want to get on with what they think is normal life. But really it's not. And again, we're on this fucking hill all the way down to fucking Tyranny Central, if not already. Full spectrum is the whole plant and flower, mainly the flower, THC and other cannabinoids. Cannabinoids? What's that, a pill? Is that an ecstasy pill? A cannabinoid? Is it a downer pill? A cannabinoid? We'll go with that. I think the THC, that's what gets you high, right? That's the good stuff. That's the stuff that you want in it. Make sure there's plenty THC and you'll be sorted. Now I think if I was to say stuff like that, I would get a strike. I think that's the big C side of it. They don't like you speaking about that, from what I remember. But yeah, probably. You're probably on the money with that one. I've seen quite a few different things that point to that, what iSpy said. And yeah, they hide everything from us. Yeah, I've kind of got to watch what I say, right? Especially, I mean, tomorrow one of the strikes is up, and then I think the second is up on December the 9th. So I'm hoping to get them all gone by the end of the year. We've got quite a few new subscribers lately. So I guess welcome to all them. Welcome to the mayhem. Welcome to the fucking jungle, right? Be prepared. It could get heated, right? It can get a bit grim. We deal with real life matters here, and currently in the world that we are in. It's quite tough. There's a lot going on. Unfortunately, a lot of bad stuff. And I mean, some people can say, look, it's fear mongering or this, that, and the next thing. It's not. It's being fucking sensible, right? We've got to live in the real world. Bad stuff does happen, and the sooner you accept, basically, that we are in a war here, the better, and you'll be all the better for it as a person. And hey, the majority of people here know the script, right? But to anyone who doesn't, if you don't know already, we are in the midst of a war, and it's a war against humanity. And we touched on the syndrome tonight through entities like the media, the mass media and TV. They control the agenda that is placed upon us. It's not by accident. A lot of these things that are happening in the world, in my opinion, and others, many others, it is not natural. It is not a natural occurrence. A lot of it, in fact most of it, if not fucking all of it, certainly not what people would call natural, right? Again, I've got to watch what I'm saying. I'm on thin ice here. But anyway, I think we wrap it up. I think I've got a video to see us out. It's Bill Cooper. It is from YouTube, so I'm hoping that I don't get a strike, because I think Bill Cooper got me the strike last time with hate speech. Fucking Bill Cooper back from the dead getting us a strike. Would you believe that? Quite funny. I'll let Bill Cooper off, right? Seeing as it's him, we'll let him away with that. Hopefully the audio's been alright tonight and I won't have to fucking edit the stream. I had to do that before. I might take that video down. I am sort of signed up to StreamYard now, and I did put it out on Twitter just for the crack, right? I doubt anyone would be watching on Twitter, but I thought, yeah, another avenue to try and get the message out and the syndrome narrative out, if you like. if you want to call it that, I guess. Exposing the narrative. That's what it does. And we will continue with the syndrome, because the deception fucking continues. It never ends. Every day. Every single day. And I said, it must have been about a month ago now that I mentioned that every time I went online or onto Twitter, another celebrity had died. And that has not changed. It's still the same. I shouldn't laugh, but it's like, come on. Are people not fucking seeing this? Are people not seeing what's going on here? It's, again, it's like the elephant in the room. Yeah, there was an article I wanted to show, but I might leave it till Tuesday. I don't know what we're going to get into on Tuesday. I'm not sure. Has anyone got any ideas for Tuesday's live stream? Right, bull sperm. I don't know. Might give that one a miss. Right, the bull sperm. I don't know. We'll see what's happening tomorrow with the media, and then on Tuesday we'll have a live stream. Live and not complying, right? And we'll be one strike less, hopefully, by then. But yeah, the Bill Cooper video, I think it's about serpent worship. You know, I'm sure most of you will know about that. But quite a big fan of Bill Cooper, me, personally. Let me see if I can find it. I bet I won't be able to find it now. Oh man, typical. Oh, what have I done?
Alright.
Oh, there we go. I've put that on by mistake. One of these days. And that is the first time I've said that, right? One of these days I will get it right. I can't even find it now. Typical. I don't think it's that long. I think it's about 8 minutes. But it will basically see us out. I don't want to go too late tonight. Where is it? Am I gonna find it? And yeah, Tuesday we'll find something to get into. I don't know what yet. Yeah, zombies. Yeah, you can say that again. AKA everywhere I go, it's like a zombie apocalypse. It's already here. It's already happening. I'm not gonna find this video now, am I? Oh man, where is it? Ah, there it goes. Yeah, quite a big fan of Bill Cooper. I do want to make another video on Bill Cooper and
P. Hall
and some of his stuff. The Hour of the Time, the show, is class. I would have loved to phone up the Hour of the Time back in the day. That would have been great. I would have loved that. Of course they took Bill out, right? They took him out big time. They could not have him about. They had to take him out. They had to get him out the way. That's what they do. They don't fuck about. When you cross the line and you are a threat, a genuine threat to getting in the way of their agenda, they take you out. That's it. It's as simple as that. So there's good reason as to why people say, well, why is he still about? Why is he still about? These people are likely manipulated and they might not even know. Any of us could be, and we might not even know. We touched on technology before that can give people false memories. I shit you not, that's what DARPA have been doing. We touched on DARPA, false memories, and the lady at DARPA talking about how they prepare for what they called surprises. but they can also create surprises of their own, so they can then deal with them, right? Or know how to deal with them. So that's what they do. They create surprises. And while we're on DARPA, they also basically made or helped create, that's what they say, the mRNA Moderna Wonder Juice. So that's the kind of people that we're dealing with. These entities like DARPA. And I can tell you right fucking now, they are not good news. They're not here to protect anyone, the fucking complete opposite. And someone said, I remember on the stream, you better watch with DARPA. If you go for them, they come for you. So I'm expecting the knock. It'll be DARPA. It'll be fucking the baddie from RoboCop coming to take me out. So if I disappear, it's because I touched on DARPA, right? I'm sure they've got bigger fish to fry, but people need to beware as well. These entities are not good. They are not fucking good. So yeah, thanks very much to everyone tonight. Justine, Frank, aka, great stuff. Lots of good comments. Frank, a pleasure as always. I Spy Sky, good to have you in the house. Jacqueline, living it up on the dragon soup. Lucky for some, I guess. It'll be bedtime for me soon. I've got a couple of bits to watch that I didn't get to watch tonight. So quite a late one, probably about 1, half 1. I'll fall asleep and that'll be me. But yeah, nothing major to watch, so I could leave it until tomorrow. So hopefully Jacqueline has a good night and not a sore head in the morning. Plenty fluid before you go to sleep, but not alcohol. Water, fresh water, right? I might be drinking next Saturday, for a Halloween party. In fact, Friday and Saturday, 2 parties. So yeah, I might be off for about a week after that. Judy C in the house. Where are you? All the way from down under. Yeah, brainwashing, big time. Yeah, I guess that would be why it's called brainwashing. They wash your original one away and replace it with a synthetic one. That's what they like to do. Induce everything synthetically. Immunity. Earthquakes. Synthetically induced. That would be a conspiracy, of course, right? I think we will touch on La Palma again. And I did watch someone sent me a video in regards to La Palma. Interesting stuff going on there. So I think we'll have a La Palma part 2. Possibly next week. James in the house, good to have you, brother, if you're about still. Thanks for popping in. James Malcolm, great stuff. I don't think I missed anyone, so I don't like to, but I do like to check just in case, because I don't want anyone to feel that they've been missed out, right? I do like to try and say hello to everyone, so if I missed you, I do apologise. It's not personal, right? Don't hate me. Jesus, 6:45 for work. Fucking hell. You'll still be drunk when you get up. You'll be driving to work, blutered. Yeah, so plenty of water for you before you go to bed tonight, right? Yeah, good to have you, James. Nano juice, yeah. We touched on that on Friday in the fix. What did they call it? Transhuman nanotechnology. And they put it together. They put transhuman and nanotechnology together, and basically said it doesn't even exist. There's no such a thing, right? But there is such a thing as transhumanism, most certainly, and there is definitely such a thing as biotechnology, without a doubt. And that's where all the medical stuff's heading. All this bio data. And brain prints. Fucking forget fingerprints. They've got brain prints now. Zip, one zap, one read of your skull, and they've got you. It's a mad, mad world. We touched on that in the syndrome. You'll have to go back once we end tonight. Or I think you can rewind it anyway when it's live, right? And check out the syndrome roundup. Silver Patriot as well. Good to have you tonight. Great stuff. Much appreciated. 6G. Yeah, that'll be next. 6G. It'll be just as useless as 4G and 5G. Of course, it's not really about getting people internet, is it? But again, that would be a conspiracy. Just a conspiracy, right? Let's go with that. Anyway, great stuff. Good to have everyone in tonight. Fantastic. Lots of great comments. I will be back again on Tuesday night, round about the same time. Check out the website, that'slifebutnotasweknowit.com. I will be updating it maybe tonight, if not tonight, tomorrow, right? So check it out. I'll put in a few updates. It's needing it, right? It's gathering cobwebs, so I'm going to give it a few updates and add a few bits to it. Yeah, I'm going to add a few bits more to the other stuff section. Yeah, and try and get some of the stuff in one place, right? So yeah, the website, it's basically a work in progress anyway, right? It's just me, so I'm fucking hopeless at everything. So bear with me on everything, basically, right? Give me a chance. It's my first day. That's what it feels like. I kind of do. I mean, hey, I've been creating content for about 2 years, but I feel like I have kind of just started still. I'm an amateur. Not even that. Yeah, check out the comments in the website and Rumble as well. I should be linking these websites in. I'm not that good yet. I'll get there. What I'll do is I'll link it in the description after it, right? And you can check it out. Has anyone seen FE Guru new song about Big Pharma? I haven't, actually. I'll have to check it out if it's good, and I won't get copyright stricken for it. We might share it. I can share it, right? Yeah, you're too kind, Justine. Yeah, anyway, we'll leave on Bill Cooper tonight, and maybe a song at the end. And it'll be Tuesday night about 8:30, 9 o'clock, possibly 8:30. I do want to try and make it a wee bit earlier, for people who are early going to bed, right? Oh, you're very kind, Silver Patriot, much appreciated, and I subscribed. Check out Silver Patriot. So yeah, Tuesday. I still don't know what it's going to be about, but I'll find something, right? There's plenty to fucking talk about, that is for sure. The agenda is in full swing. I know I've said that before, but wow, if you can't see it now, you're going to be in for a shock, basically, when it does hit you. I know the majority of people here, we ain't fooled, right? So until Tuesday, as always, look out for number one. Keep your fucking guard up. Keep your eyes peeled. Help each other, right? Go out there and help people. I'm not saying go out and fucking grab them and shake them and get them to see sense, but go about things in a certain manner, right? Always be upbeat and polite, and you might open someone up and their penny might drop. You'll fucking hear it. You will hear it. You'll see it in their eyes. you kind of see it in their eyes. I shit you not. You kind of see it happening. And yeah, you never know what you can do just by having a conversation with someone. You could open them up, right? Drop a seed that could then grow. You might say something, and then later on in their life, they might see it themselves and think, fuck yeah, actually, that crazy dude was right. That crazy guy or lady, they were correct. I should have listened. They were on the money. So you never know. That's why we never give up. Never. We will not bend. We will not fucking comply. No chance. So, until Tuesday, and I'm going to play the Bill Cooper clip as well before we go out, right? So you can hang about for that. Until the Tuesday, that is about it. Bye-bye. I've came back again. I'm not gone. I'm back again. One of these days, I'll get it right. I just don't want to say goodbye. Oh man. I'm trying to get it right, but I can't. It's basically the story of my life. Where are we? I think I've got it now. I need to make sure that I do have it. Yeah. Right, this time I think we're good to go. Right, so that, this time for sure, is about it. Bye-bye.
Manly P. Hall wrote this, quote, "The Serpent Kings," and notice that Mr. Hall capitalized the two words as one would do for a deity or for royalty when he wrote this, "reigned over the earth. The Serpent Kings reigned over the earth." It was these Serpent Kings who founded the mystery schools, which later appeared as the Egyptian and Brahmin mysteries. The serpent was their symbol. They were the true sons of light, and from them have descended a long line of adepts and initiates duly tried and proven according to the law, unquote. And the proper term is not Freemason, it's Freemason. It comes from the French, from the Knights Templar, and it literally means the sons of light. Another writer, Wilfred Gregson, informed his readers why Mr. Hall capitalized the two words Serpent Kings when he wrote, quote, "One symbol of great prominence throughout all ancient civilizations is the snake, or serpent, where it has symbolized divine wisdom," unquote. So Mr. Hall had reason to capitalize the words because he had discovered that the serpent represented divinity. Notice also, folks, that Mr. Gregson, even though he chose not to capitalize the words serpent, confirmed that Mr. Hall's use of the capital letter was correct when he stated that there was a connection between divine wisdom and the serpent. Mr. Hall, a 33rd degree Mason, made the same connection in these comments, quote, "The serpent is true to the principles of wisdom, for it tempts man to the knowledge of himself," unquote. A serpent is often used by the ancients to symbolize wisdom. The symbol of the serpent has another concealed truth, according to Kenneth Mackenzie, for he identified that truth in this quote when he described a brazen serpent. Quote, "It was a type of mediator and a promise of redemption," unquote. The word brazen, folks, is defined as bold or impudent, and impudent is defined as shamelessly bold or disrespectful. Now you will remember that Lucifer was an anointed cherub in heaven who fell because he sought godly power. The story is covered in Isaiah chapter 14, verses 12 through 14 of the Old Testament. Look it up. It says this, quote, "How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground? For thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven, I will exalt my throne above the stars of God, I will be like the Most High, unquote. Therefore, it can be safely said that Lucifer would be considered to be shamelessly bold and, of course, disrespectful. It appears that the brazen serpent could be Lucifer. Another author, John Anthony West, wrote a book entitled Serpent in the Sky, in which he also connected the serpent with wisdom, and he wrote this, quote, "The serpent represents intellect, the faculty by which man discriminates. There is a higher and a lower intellect. Thus, symbolically, there is a serpent that crawls, and the higher intellect, that which allows man to know God, the heavenly serpent, the serpent in the sky," unquote. The somewhat veiled worship of this serpent in the sky inside the Masonic lodges was alluded to by another Masonic writer, Kenneth Mackenzie, for in his book entitled The Royal Masonic Cyclopedia, he wrote this, quote, "Among the charges preferred against the Order of Knights Templar, for which Jacques de Molay suffered martyrdom, was that of worshipping an idol or image called Baphomet. It has been suggested that Baphomet is none other than the Ancient of Days or Creator. More cannot be said here without improperly revealing what we, meaning the Masons, are bound to heal, conceal, and never reveal," unquote. So according to this Mason, the snake or serpent is somehow a symbol of the subject of the Masonic worship, and apparently this fact is the secret that the Masons cannot reveal to the rest of the world. A Christian minister, Reverend Alexander Hislop, wrote a book that included some discussion on the subject of serpent worship. And in that book, entitled Two Babylons, he explained that serpent worship was not something that is recent in time. It was an ancient practice. Quote, "Along with the sun, this symbol will be discussed later as the great fire god, and in due time identified with him, was the serpent worshipped. In the mythology of the primitive world, the serpent is universally the symbol of the sun. As the sun was the great enlightener of the physical world, so the serpent was held to have been the great enlightener of the spiritual by giving mankind the knowledge of good and evil," unquote. And according to the Bible, you know who gave man the knowledge of good and evil? Satan, Lucifer. And the Bible talks about a fallen serpent in the book of Revelation, chapter 12, verse 9. However, in this case, folks, the snake is connected to another symbol of the serpent, a great dragon. Quote, "And the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent called the devil and Satan," unquote. Is the serpent worshipped in the ancient mysteries and a symbol in the Masonic ceremonies, a symbol of Satan, the devil? As has already been discussed, there is indeed evidence, folks, that this is the case. And once you have confronted the evidence and studied as much as I have studied, you will know that they are one and the same. Another symbol that needs to be analyzed is the star. On the page opposite page 124 in Mackey's Encyclopedia is a drawing illustrating the symbols of Freemasonry. Included in
Prepare yourself, but one of them is to be good inside. You have to work on yourself. Everything that we are and who we are emanates out into the world. So we are creating this. If people would be better people collectively, we wouldn't look up to people that are totally deranged. We would look up to people that are kind and good and are making the world truly a better place, and not just spouting off words that they're making the world a better place and then doing the opposite. So we are creating that. We need to look inside of each and every one of ourselves and work on that part. That is the most important part, and that is what I have learned in the last couple years, that we are the creators of this collective insanity. And if we want to change that, then we need to collectively work on ourselves and really go, what do I want in this lifetime? What do I want in many lifetimes? Who do I want to be? And who do I want my kids to look up to? What would I want my obituary to say? What would I want it to say? That I had lots of money, or that I was a good person? That I ran to the office every day like a nut job and just worked like a slave? Or that I took great care of my family and the people I love? What do you want it to say? What is your goal in life? Is your goal money? Because there are so many people, they are so poor that all they have is money. And money does corrupt people. So you have to be very careful what you wish for. You have to be very careful what you want in life, because your wishes will come true. And you have to be really mindful of where you put your energy towards. This is a spiritual war, and a lot of it is happening right up here. A lot of the war is happening here. It's not happening outside of you. It's happening right here. So you have to really become the person that you want to be proud of, that builds community, that is kind, that loves people, that wants to create this beautiful world, that lives in nature, that communes with nature, that appreciates all life, all life, because when you look at the root system of a tree, it is no different, or any plant really, it is no different than our whole blood vessel system. It's all the same. We are all the same. And if we forget that, and if we are callous and careless with nature, we are doing the same thing to us. And I'm not talking about the climate change rhetoric. I'm talking about conducting your life in the best way possible, in sync with all life. And if we do that, we will create this extraordinary world, this world that we all want to live in, this world that will be inspiring and beautiful and extraordinary. That's the world we all want. That is the world we all want. And not the Gucci handbag world. Who the hell wants to have that world? Nobody anymore. Or are there still people that haven't woken up yet, that are still clamoring for things, for more stuff? Because if that's who you are, then this is the world you will forever live in. So rethink who you are and become the person you want to be proud of. All right. Have a great day, everybody. I love you. Bye-bye.
News.